Buenos días, México. Buenas noches, Malasia. Sean todos bienvenidos al primer Seminario Internacional de Líderes en Emprendimiento, evento organizado por la Unidad de Lenguas y Formación Integral, el Laboratorio de Innovación y Emprendimiento, mejor conocido como MIND, y la Secretaría Académica del Centro Universitario. Good morning, Mexico. Good evening, Malaysia. Welcome to the first international seminar, Leaders in Entrepreneurship, an event organized by the Language Unit for Global Self-Access Learning and Integrating Integral Formation and the Laboratory of Innovation and Entrepreneurship, better known as ALIGN, and the Academic Secretary of Centro Universitario de los Pueblos. I will introduce Dr. Akmal. He's an associate professor at the Center of Diagnostic. He's Dr. Akmal, Therapeutic and Investigative Studies, Faculty of Health Science, University, Kebangsaas, Malaysia. He received a bachelor degrees in diagnostic imaging radiotherapy from University, Kebangsaas, Malaysia. You can correct me if I pronounce something wrong about
it. Sounds perfect. It sounds perfect. You're good.
Thank you. He received a bachelor degree in diagnostic imaging radiotherapy from University Kebangsaas, Malaysia, and PhD in medical imaging science from Curtin University, Western Australia. His specialty is in coronary CT and geography and radiation dome analysis. Apart from his clinical background, he was actively involved with entrepreneurship, academic program, and research. He was a Jesli Professional Fellowship alumnus, participate in the Jesli Mentorship Program, and being a mentor for entrepreneurs from the Philippines, Indonesia, Malaysia, Vietnam, and Brunei. He also is an alumnus of DAD, University Leader Programs, where we met each other. He was a former Deputy Director of Center for Entrepreneurship, SMA Development, and currently he's holding a position as a Deputy Dean undergraduate at the Faculty of Health Science in Malaysia. Welcome. Thank you very much that you are here, and we are really happy to have you here at CULagos.
Okay, thank you very much, Alma, and all the organizing committee. So maybe just correct my pronunciation if I pronounce it wrong. So thank you very much from Universidad de Guadalajara, Centro Universitario de los Lagos. So today I would like to present, more into sharing session. So what we did, how we become entrepreneurial, how we bring entrepreneurship into our university and becoming a good, we build up a good, entrepreneurship ecosystem in Malaysia. Allow me to share my slides. Hang on for a second. Okay, so can you guys see my slide?
Yes,
okay.
Perfectly.
Perfectly, thank you very much.
Okay, so without further ado, maybe let's start. Okay, so my topic today, I was invited. So to be honest, let's start how this going. Okay, so because I met Alma in DAAD program, so back then in Germany. And then because she's very interested, to bring all the international students because she's in the internationalization program, and then to bring all this, how we can collaborate together. And then I said yes, because I was a deputy director for Center for Entrepreneurship. Maybe I can talk something and then let your student, think about how to become more entrepreneurial, and then how we can grow together, and then, to help the university for this ecosystem. So that's how I ended up here. So my topic today is empowering entrepreneurship among university students. So why university students? Because they are our asset in the university. Without them, we cannot work. We cannot do things. Because the university will be empty without students. So thanks Elma for the very nice introduction. So I don't need to introduce myself again. Okay, so let's talk about, so when we talk about development of entrepreneurship ecosystem in the university, so how do we start? So because we already started something, so therefore this is the time for me to share. If you have any question, if you have any concern, feel free to chat or maybe type your question, or maybe just turn on your microphone and ask me a question, and I will try my best to answer it. Okay, so it started with, back then in 2008, when the unemployment issues among undergraduate students. So it's very, very high. It keep on increasing, and up until 2018. So we can see the unemployment among degree holders is become more prominent. So this make our country did not look good. So because because all the parents, the students, they invest a lot in education, especially the parents, they invest a lot on their children education, but end up jobless. So this is what the country is very concerned about. We don't want to become, a nation whereby all are educated but end up like not doing like a good job. I mean, like to develop the nation and also the country. So this is a very concerning issue. And then, so when we look back at the statistics, so it shows that fresh graduate, they have the competitive advantage when they have like different factors. Okay, so this what make them outstanding to be chosen as an employee of one of the company. So when they have the leadership position, I mean, like background, and it has high academic scores, and then involved in extracurricular activities, and also they've done lots of volunteer work. But then, despite of having all these factors, because it's not all, I mean, students can become like this, become a leader for the in the university. Not all students are bright and have like a very good academic standing, and not all like very good to become like representative for the country or maybe for the university to join sports or whatever association. Not all, means like this is very exclusive. But then when we talk about entrepreneurship, it is for all. Everybody has equal opportunity to join into it. And then in fact, they can develop themselves. It's not only knowledge, but with experience. And then this is like a starting point where they can think about how if I start my own startup, how if I start my own business, because I have this knowledge and then I have all this experience a little bit during my uni life, then I can start something. So this is what we are talking about. So this is how we try to put in our students' mind. So therefore they can think on this way. So therefore they can become, more entrepreneurial, and then all is about problem solving oriented, and this is how they can grow. Therefore, our government, so they have made a few initiatives. One of it, they really support into this because they want to reduce the number of unemployment among undergraduates. And then they ask the university to make initiative, and then each university in Malaysia, especially in public university, have the Center for Entrepreneurship, whereby this center is kind of like one-stop center for all students to refer if they have like anything like fundings to start the business, or maybe capacity building training, or maybe all the input knowledge where they can get it. Okay, so therefore this is some of the example. So we have like a few public universities in Malaysia. I can say like more than 20. And then one of it, so this is one of it is my university. So we call it as a UKM CESMET. In short, is that is the short form of it. So it is stand for Center for Entrepreneurship and SME Development. UKM is University Kebangsaas Malaysia. And then we have other university. They have their own name. They have their own initiative. They have their own agenda. But again, so they are, I mean, like whatever they do is parallel to what the country needs, and also what the Ministry of Higher Education asks us to do in order to help our nation, our future generation as well. Okay, and when we start this Center for Entrepreneurship, so there are lots of pressing needs. there are lots of demand. There are, because we have no idea. In fact, the ministry has no really, they didn't have like very what they call it, a complete or maybe holistic way how to make this outstanding, how to make it beneficial. They don't want to become a white elephant in the university. So first we start with, they must have the mindset change. So that's why we venture into entrepreneurial mindset campaign. So this is how we change the mindset, not only for the students, but also the university members as well, inclusive of the faculty members, I mean, academic, non-academic, and also therefore they can help to change the students' mindset as well. And then we have to provide a training module. So we have to develop a new training modules. So therefore they can, it is useful for others. Okay. And then another thing is, because people, when they talk about entrepreneurship and then they want to learn something new, so they need to, go and come and join in a workshop, seminar. So whatever we can offer, so that we have to start doing and start to think how to do it. And then a mentoring and coaching. When someone's starting their business, or maybe they want to start a startup, so then they need a mentoring, and they sometimes need coaching as well. So this is how we can, collaborate together, like from one university to another university, different, I mean, like the same entrepreneurship center, but different university, we have like different environment. So this is where we can change between mentors and coach as well. And in fact, we have like lots of support from others industry, and also all our partnership, especially alumni, helping in this, doing mentoring and coaching for our students. And then definitely we cannot start, or people say no money, no talk. Okay, so that's why financial support is very, very important. So it has to be a top-down approach. I mean, like from the ministry level and then down until, to the university. Why? Because they have to understand the big why they are doing this. Okay, so back to the question. So it's about the concerning numbers about unemployment graduates. Okay, so then what do they do? Because the job saturated in the market. So then what can they do? Where can they go? Because they already graduated. So when they have all these skills, so they can become, survivor. They can start their own business. Okay, and then by choice, and then nowadays entrepreneurship is not only, I mean, like the last resort selection. It become a career pathway as well. Okay, let's talk about it a little bit later. Okay, and then next, okay, so this is what they did. Okay, so because we keep on changing minister, so this is one of our former Ministry of Higher Education. So we launched the Entrepreneurship Action Plan for Higher Education Institution 2021 to 2025. And also we have another what we call it, guideline for entrepreneurship integrated education, how university can use entrepreneurship in their education. So they have all these guidebooks. So when they launch it, so then everybody, I mean, like all the universities, all the our partners, I mean, the industry level, and then, I mean, like holistically, we have to, make it a success. So that's why, so when they launch it, so it was very important during that day. I mean, like I'm actively involved during that launching ceremony and so on. So then this is how it become like a new agenda for our country. And then, okay, so this is one of the, I can say like a news article about, I mean, like the media statement about how this is during pandemic, because it was launched back then in 2021. So that's why our minister, Minister of Higher Education wearing a face mask. Okay, so this is how they want to inform others about, hey, look out there. I mean, like we are producing graduate not only competent in their field, but also they are very entrepreneurial. Okay, so means like they can survive when they graduate, because we want to reduce the number of unemployed undergraduates. Okay, so therefore, so this is how it developed. Okay, so from all the basic ground, from what we started like long time ago about how to develop the entrepreneur. Okay, so I mean, like, it's not really integrated with the education modules, but then it's just an option. But now it become like more and more serious. So in fact, one of the action, okay, was to implement this entrepreneurial subject as a compulsory module in our first year degree, starting 2008. Okay, back then in 2008. So when I graduated, I don't have this kind of opportunity to learn about entrepreneurship and so on. Okay, but then when I start working, and then I see this is like one good opportunity. So then they are looking for lecturer who want to involve in this, and then they provide training. They got they provide everything, okay, inclusive of the certification. So therefore the lecturer can teach the students, and then this is how it started. So it was very, very fun actually. Okay, so then what did we do, okay, with this? Okay, so this is how we started. Okay, so first start with curriculum development. So this is where we did a town hall, because they selected like a few director from Center for Entrepreneurship. They are very, very, prominent, and they have like a lot of say about it, because they want to develop like a new module, or maybe we can say how to integrate the entrepreneurship in the current education. So it's not easy actually. Changing people's mindset is not that easy. You cannot do it in one day. So when we did, so this all like the main author of this guidebook, I mean like the guideline. So then they interact with all, the university lecturers first. Okay, did the town hall. Okay, so let's speak about it. Okay, so if you have any concern, any idea, if you have any question, so throw it at that moment. Okay, so then we receive, because I'm one of the organizing committee, so then we receive lots of comments. Some of it like very reluctant to change, some of them they are very, very happy, okay, because some of the university they already started, but then they didn't make it a formal. Okay, so then this is the time for us to formalize it in our education. Okay, and then after we empower all the educators, so we start to do this capacity building training, where we train the lecturers to become the trainers. So we call it as training of trainers. Okay, so back then we have all this online. Okay, and then now we have opportunity to make it physical. So then we did like lots of workshop, okay, lots of hands-on training. Okay, so it was fun, because all the lecture we did not target only for those from business background, because our lecturer, like what Miss Alma mentioned about my background. So I have a background in medical imaging. Okay, I'm a science student. So then because if we can do it, then all of us can do it. Okay, why we take this this approach? Because when we start to hire, because at the beginning we start to take all the business lecturer, because for us it's easier for them to learn everything, because they know about all the dollar and cent, all this about the money in, out, and so on. Okay, so easy for them. But then when the students, when they start teaching our students feel like, I don't know what they are talking about, because our students are very, very, diverse. They are not only from, they did not take, the account during their high school. Not all students, especially science student. So that make it like, less and less attractive for this entrepreneurship to be implemented in the university. So then when they start to train all the lecturers from diverse background, so then the students, they will like, easy for them to learn because they said, oh, our lecturers, their background is this is quite similar what we are doing now. So if they can do it, so why not we? Okay, so then this is how, we change the mindset like step by step because it takes time. People think it's not like taking everything and absorb, but then they think about, is it like good? Is it not good? Is it like only, self-proclaimed that it is to be good and so on? People can have like lots of perception on this. Okay, so then when we
I
start
think
to
Mercy has a question.
okay.
I'm
Okay.
so
Mercy.
sorry. I
Yeah.
didn't want to interrupt.
Oh,
So
okay.
yes. I
Yes.
wrote it in the chat. Who are those lecturers? Are they teachers that are going to then work with students, or who are
Okay.
they?
Okay, good question. So all this, we train all the lecturers. I mean, like here we are doing the trainings of trainers in our university, National University of Malaysia or University Kebangsaas Malaysia, and then all of them are lecturers from different faculty. So we have, because when we start asking from the dean of each faculty, so for example, we have 11 faculty. Okay, from Faculty of Education, we ask them to send like 3 representative, and then faculty that have like so many students, so we ask them to send like 5 or 6 lecturers. Okay, and then for example, we have a faculty as a big faculty if medical faculty, so then we require them to send to the dean to send 5 students to be trained, and then they did it, and then they send it, and then so far so good. I mean, they love it, and then until now they still teaching. We do have like faculty of law, so they are keep on changing lecturers because there are not many people, and then because they have like very different specialties, so that's why they go into they keep on changing, like after 2 years 3 years they change and change, but we don't mind. I mean, like we keep on like training them, so in order, because this has to be holistic. It's not like for one faculty or whatsoever. Okay, so yeah. So if you can see the pictures, okay, and then how, okay, let's say we ask the lecturers and then we train them to teach and so on, but then they won't do it unless, because I know this is very sensitive issue. Some of the lecturers, they say, if that is not in our KPI, why should we do it? So it has to be, because this is from government, and then go to university, it has to go to the top management of university. So our vice chancellor, deputy vice chancellor, they're all aware about this. So they put on, they set up the KPI. So of course they don't know much about key performance indicator for this entrepreneurship. So they put it everything like to the director of Center for Entrepreneurship. So all directors Center for Entrepreneurship, they discuss among them. I mean, like from all university, how to setting the KPI for all these lecturers, because they are helping our students as well. So then we have to put like some KPIs. So and then in our university, I can say our university like make a very strategic approach. So each faculty, they have representative. So we call it as Assistant Dean of Entrepreneurship and creativity. Okay, so we have 11 of them. So one of them, I mean, like each of them represent each faculty. So then with them, it's very easy, to transfer any information from the ministry, from the government, I mean, like from the corporate, or maybe from the industry, okay, to the university. So then they can have like equal opportunity for their student to join and participate in the program. Okay, so this is how we do it. Okay, and then, okay, so this is one of the meetings, so where you can see all these representative from each faculty. And then because they need to know what is the current, I mean, like if there's new fundings, opportunity for the student, for the lecturers to involve in entrepreneurship. So this is the time. Okay. And then after we empower all the lecturers and educators, we start to see the facilities that we have. Okay, because without a good facility, it won't go anywhere. Okay, so first we have to provide like space for students to explore their potential in entrepreneurship. Okay, it start from the small businesses. Okay, all the students, they want to, because they are very excited. Because if they don't see, I mean, like if they just listen to the lecture, they don't receive like some amount of money, so then they don't think like this is doable. But when they start, touch the money, or maybe like they got the money and then they start spending, so this is the thing like, oh, this is a serious thing, so I need to focus in this. So of course we provide like lots of spaces for the student if they want to start their business. Okay, and then we also provide other facilities as well that I will show in the next slide. Okay, so this is one of the, because we keep on like promoting like a bazaar, or maybe they have like a night market one day. Okay, and then they have like during the convocation ceremony, so they will participate in all this event. Okay, so means like we don't need people from outside, to sell things, but then we give opportunity for our students to embrace their, entrepreneurial in their soul. Okay, that's what I can say. Okay, and then other than that, I mean, like provide a space for the student to start their business, and we do have like business startup incubator. Okay, so so this is our training room. I mean, like in our back then in our office, and then we have, the table is like it's easy to move. Okay, so that is mobile, so then it become like a conference hall, and then it can become like a meeting room, so it become a small group discussion. So this is where all our incubators use this space up until night. Okay, because we have like some security the safety reason, so we cannot open it 24/7. But if you want to try it in your university, if you think that the safety reason is not really, I mean, like it is well controlled, then be my guest. I mean, like it can be done like 24/7. Okay, but then what do we have in our incubator? Incubator is not only a space and a student go there, sit down and discuss. Incubator, they must have their own program. Okay, so we have like a few other program for different group of students, because when students want to become they want to develop a new startup, so they have like different level of student. One of them, they just wanted to try everything. Okay, they don't really have like a very specific business what they want to do. Okay, that's one group. So another group, so they already have like something, they innovate something, and then they come to us, they came and then they just ask, okay, look, we have this, how we can do about this, what we can do to start our own startup. Okay, so that's different group. Another group, they already have their own product, they already sold their product, I mean, like to some of the like industry and everything, but then they don't know how to grow, make it bigger. So this is another group. So then we classify the students into these three groups. Okay, one, we call it as a seeker group, means like they are still searching their identity, whether should I start a startup or shouldn't I mean, like I want to try, I want to come and look, what do you have, so this is what we call as a seeker group. And then second, we have this I can't remember, I think incubator group. Okay, so this is like they already have, but sometimes their minimum viable product is not really solid. Okay, but then they have idea, they already been through all these phases, they already do a market survey, then they know that there's a demand about what they are going to do. Okay, and then the third group is accelerator group, so they already did that, I mean, like they just want to grow. Okay, so for this accelerator group, our role, we engage them, I mean, we connect them with investors. We have like lots of angel investors, we have venture capitalists. Okay, and then we try to get them connected from the network. So this is what we are trying to do with this accelerator group. Okay, but some of them I can still share the success story. So some of them, like being absorbed in one of the a very prominent company is oil company, call it Petronas, is our national oil company. So then they make like this, a new startup is another level. So we are so proud of our alumni, and then they coming back and try to contribute what they can to our university and for the new generation of students. Okay. And then, so after you see the facilities, the lecturers, and then what's next? So now is how to promote the entrepreneurship to the students. Okay. So what we start with, a create competitive entrepreneurial spirit among students. So we, because we managed to get like a few fundings from the government and higher education ministry. So then we try to create lots of competition. So because some students, they don't want to come, to learn about entrepreneurship, but they are very competitive. So they want to compete in anything that can produce money. They can make money, like easy money through competition. Okay, so we did all this kind of competition, and then because at the beginning we were worried about how if, when we start the competition, how if we don't have any participant? How if the student is not interested because they don't know anything? Because it started when I started in this, in that position back then in 2019. Okay, and then a few, a year later, so we had pandemic, and then students start to, start doing it online, and the entrepreneurship, it's not that easy to teach the students online, and then the student want to do lots of things. There are lots of limitations. Okay, but now thank God is everything back to the real world, so we can do it physically. Okay, so then this is what the hurdle that we face, and then now we are moving towards it. Okay, so then we had like lots of competition, and then we for those who are the winners, so we groom them. Okay, we coach them, mentor them, so in order for them to start their own startup. So this is what our hope. Okay, and then other than that, so other than student, they're really very competitive and like to join the competition. So they also want to explore themselves through clubs. Okay, because in a university, university club is one of the wonderful association that they could have. Okay, because they can mingle among the students, doing like activities, promoting something, their ideologies and everything. Okay, so in our Center for Entrepreneurship, we do have like 3 different clubs. One is, we call it Assessment Buddies. So this is more into a small business club. And then second, we have a social entrepreneurship club. So this is more into a social entrepreneurship, because last time it was formerly known as Enactors. I believe, Enactors Club is very popular in Southern America and in Central America as well. And I believe in Mexico, there are some universities very promoting about Enactors Club. This is all about a social entrepreneurship. Okay, so this is one of the club. So social entrepreneurship, because they are doing something to benefit their beneficiaries. Okay, for example, like a single mother who are, the community, or maybe the animal that can talk on behalf of the animal. The animal shelter, lots of things about all the community services. Okay, so this is what we have in social entrepreneurship. And then another one is My Agrosis. Okay, My Agrosis is one of the club that link with the government agency more into agricultural. Okay, so we have partnered with Mardi, and then in fact My Agrosis was developed in all universities, especially in public university. So to the main reason why they create this My Agrosis Club is some of the students, they are more into agricultural and all this farming and so on. Okay, because now we are moving towards smart farming. So now my agrosis become more popular. Okay, so then this is where we can see the students' talent. Okay, to organize the club, organizing the activities, and then we as a lecturer become one of the advisor. Just look and advise like few things that important or not important. Maybe I can see if they have any question. Oh yes, yeah, Mercy. Say we have an actors club. We call them comunidades. Okay, that's good. So you see, so we are communicating now. Okay, so because Enactors Club in Southeast Asia is not that as good as in Central America and Southern America. I don't know why, but then we create our own, spaces. Because last time I still remember back then in 2018, so they had like a very big conference about enactors. I mean, like it was held in Brazil or somewhere, or maybe I can't remember, but then that is where all the students from all this continent came and then try to embrace what they have. But in fact, later than that, United States, they make that initiative to start this. They call it as social. Global is under Fowler Global. I will explain in my next slide. We have that opportunity. Maybe we can share later. Okay, and then other than club, okay, student club, we have this promoting entrepreneurship through mobility program, summer school program. This is for non-credited because it's not only we promote entrepreneurship among our students, we try to promote entrepreneurship activities throughout the world. Okay, so we have like a lot of participation from Australia because Malaysia is close to Australia. It's like 5 hours flight compared to the American side. Okay, that's very far away. So we are targeting somewhere here, Indonesia, Southeast Asia, so oceanian country like Australia. Okay, so then because we had like lots of students from university in Australia came to join our summer school. So we call it summer school. In fact, even though we are summer all day, all day year. Okay, so but because they call it summer, in the middle of the year, so then we did it summer. In fact, in southern part of hemisphere, summer is different. In December. But then anyhow, people start calling it summer school, so we call it summer school as well. So we did all these entrepreneurial activities. Start to do like a workshop and then games and a small competition, and then we get like lots of positive response. Okay, from this university, and then we did with Singapore as well. So then this is how we become, people know us about our entrepreneurship activities. Okay, and then other than, doing all this summer school, we do have accredited course. So because some students, they want to learn entrepreneurship, but then they said, I didn't get anything unless I want to join and learn something, unless, even though there is an exam or whatsoever, I don't mind to take it, but I want some grades. Okay, so then there are students like this. Students are very, very diverse. They are very unique. Every student is not similar to what we think of. Okay, some of them, they are very, good into this. Some of them, they want to learn new things, accredited, get grades and whatever. Some of them, they just want to, through clubs and activities, all these things. So they are very unique. So then we have this as well. So we created elective courses. Okay, so then we offered to the students, and now the support from the students are very overwhelming. I can say one of the course we receive up to 400 students. In fact, we cannot cater that because we started during COVID, so we did it online. And then now we are moving towards a physical class, and we don't have a big class for 400 students. So unfortunately, we have to, select. Not all students we can accept to join all these courses. Okay, one of it, because this is written in our local language, I can explain a little bit. So first is social entrepreneurship, and then we have product innovation and entrepreneurship, we have technopreneurship, and also we have digital marketing. So this is one of the courses that are very, very important. I mean, like, I can say like hot options. I mean, like, there are lots of students asking about this course and then waiting for this course to come up, and then they want to join in. Okay, so this is what I can share. Okay, so other than that, so we always celebrate our victories. I mean, like, when the students, they participated in lots of competition, even organized locally by the government, by the agency, or maybe internationally. So then when they win something, even though there's not much money that they get, but then they need to be celebrated. So we announce that in the university because we are moving towards it. We want people to have their mindset change, because some of the students, they are really, really more into popularity. So you see, when they, they face coming up to the billboard in the university, so they become more popular. So everybody want to join this competition and win, and then become one of the poster board up there. But this is what they were thinking. Okay, so maybe I can explain like a few of our student, our icon. So first is Khadija. You can see from the from my right hand side. Left hand side. So she created an app called My Site. So she now she work in a. I mean, like she was. What I can say, I think like she's still doing it. I mean, like in the accelerator program under Petronas, our national oil and gas company. And then she's like doing a very successful with her apps, helping caregiver about how to tackle, your family members who have mental health issues. Okay, because she believes without caretaker, the process, I mean, like healing is not really successful. Okay, so they need to create, because there's like disconnectivity between, the psychologists, or maybe what they call it, the doctors, okay, and the patient, and then in between they have the caregiver. Okay, but then the caregiver is just like disconnected because everything is private and confidential, but then the healing process is very, very slow. So that's what she believed. And then she tried, okay, because she won like in Asian China Impact Startup Challenge back then in Singapore University of Social Sciences in Singapore. So you see, because the idea started, I mean, like back then when she learned something in my class, and then she want to develop this and that. I say like, yeah, go on. Then you can go, who knows? I mean, like your idea is very successful out there. And then, yeah, she won. And then she tried to prove it. Okay. And then the second is one of our students as well. So he joined this entrepreneurship program locally, and then he won the prize. I mean, become more entrepreneurial activities. Okay, what he did, okay, he just like innovate like one of the cookies. Okay, and then we have two students, they are a couple. Okay, I mean, because okay, all these students, these are all my, I can say my incubatee. I mean, like I mentored them, so that's why I know what they are doing. Okay, so this couple, Liana and Farhad, so they won in Asian level. I mean, like they represent Malaysia, and then in Southeast Asia, and because they develop like what they call it, hand surplus. I don't know in Mexico what they call the Band Aid. Okay, American call it Band Aid. Okay, so because Band Aid nowadays is not really flexible. I mean, like some of it, there are lots of different types. One of it is water resistant. One of it like antimicrobial, and then lots of things. But then how if you can make it like one? Okay, so that what they did. So they represent Southeast Asia, and then compete in Taiwan, and then with the bigger Asia group. So then, and he won. They won. Okay, so I was very proud of their achievement. And then last one, So this is a Studio Dietitian Malaysia. They are dietetic student from my faculty. So I mentored them about, because they just want to create a startup, because one of the founder is Salsabila, because starting her batch, she graduated undergraduate last time back then in 2018. Okay, and then so she discovered that there are lots of dietetics, like dietitian, they don't get a job, they are waiting for postings in the hospitals. But then, the numbers of graduate is increasing, and then she start the idea with Grab. Here we call Grab, but in America they call it Lyft or maybe Uber. Okay, so it's kind of Uber system, but then they are moving dietitian, so they go to the patient, and in their house residence, and then they try to consult, and then preparing meal, consult on the meal preparation for diabetic patient, for patient with different abilities, patient with different concern. They help them. Okay, so this is one of the social work that they did. Okay, so they compete in the Fowler Global Social Innovation Challenge, and then they won in a university level, and then they became representative in the United States, one of the university last time, in the University of St. Thomas. Okay, so because it is partnership with University of San Diego. So you see, this is how we can promote our students. So because the idea is not, only for yourself, and it's only, viable in Malaysia, because we never know. Sometimes when you start to promote it in other country, they love your idea. They think like this is like they can start their own startup or business over there. Okay, so this is what they say. Okay, and then, other than that, so then this is another strategy how to make it sustainable. So we must have industrial collaboration and smart partnership. So whereby we involve industry, because last time when we talk about industrial revolution 4.0, and then our education moving towards industrial requirement, because we want our student to be equipped with the industrial needs. So therefore we involve industrial collaboration in teaching and learning. Okay, so we have like a few sessions, like we organize CEO talk, we call it, under MTDC, Malaysian Technological Development Center. So whereby they help our students and then give promote with all the CEO of the small company startup to give exposure to our students. So they involve very much in our teaching and learning system. And then the students attachment. So we also send, this is for credited course, that elective course that we offered. So we do have like a part where students get attached to one of the industry or university, other university, so to learn about entrepreneurship and so on. So then they can make a report and so on. And some of them, they took the case study courses, so whereby they have to develop their own case study. So when they attach with the company, so they will start to see what is going on with this company, what went wrong. They did a SWOT analysis, and then they come up with a new solution or innovation. Okay, so since we started these courses, so then all the industry, all our partners love it, because the students, they are very brilliant, because sometimes even they are very big company, they don't see what the mistake or whatever things that they cannot imagine. Okay, but then this student can pick up, and then this student present about this is what you can improve and so on, blah blah blah, to increase or maximize your profit and so on. So the company really love them. So then some of them being absorbed as an employee, and then some of them, because the idea, they love about it, because the student learn something, the industry also learn something as well. Okay, and then of course we cannot forget our alumni. So we have we call it as alumni inclusivity. Is there any question?
Sorry, Dr. Akmal, can I interrupt you because someone has the microphone on?
Oh,
¿Podrían apagar el micrófono? Alguien lo tiene abierto.
Nada más de que me pregunta quién,
Santiago Morán? No, I think no.
puede llamar un poquito más tarde.
Let me see.
okay.
Sorry.
Okay, I think that's okay. Oh, no.
No, it's not. I can see who is. I'm trying.
It's done. It's done.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, sorry. Wait, where are we? Okay. So, and then other than that, so we also include our alumni because they did all this with us. I mean, like in the university, so they know the hurdle that what the future student will face. Okay, so then we let them share their own success story. We create success story for them. Okay, so then we call them back and then to help our students, and then they organize a lots of activities, and then when the alumni came, and then surprisingly lots of students will come because they know their senior went through all this hurdle, and then they understand them better rather than lecturer that we invited or industry that we invite them, and then they don't really appreciate that much. Okay, so we have like a very successful alumni doing like I can say like $1 million business, okay, about a clothing company, and then we have like lots of the success story as well. And then, okay, next, alumni inclusivity, because we invite them to become a mentor and also coach, okay? So then they become a coach, and they also become a mentor, and then helping the junior how to make entrepreneurship a success in their life. And this is the last one, okay? So Entrepreneurship Center in UKM. So this is where we are, okay? This is our office, small office, and this is our incubator center. So you see with the mobile table, so we can turn into classroom, turn into bigger meeting room. We can turn everything, I mean, like into lots of things, inclusive of, our small event like pitching competition, we can do it there as well. So it's located in Bangi, in our main campus in the National University of Malaysia, or University Kebangsaas, Malaysia. And then, of course, okay, without this, then people don't know who are we. So we did campus-wide roadshow. So we go from one faculty to another faculty. Because even though we have our faculty representative, but sometimes to all students, it's not really, it's not reached to all students. So in fact, I believe all university, they have orientation week. So we took that opportunity during orientation week to promote what we have, because students, some of them, they just very new, they don't know lots of things, so they don't want to know about the courses and everything. We keep on like, we bring our alumni, so we share our success story, because all students, they want to know about is it like successful, is it okay, is it not okay, before they joining. So this is like what we learn. Okay, so we promote like the new concept of entrepreneurship to the university community. We want to create awareness, we want to cultivate the interest, and then of course we not only moving from one faculty to faculty, but we also approach the residential college for the students as well. So I think that's all from me, and mucho gracias. Any
Thank
questions?
you very much, Dr. Akmal, and I'm going to ask that if anyone has questions in Spanish, in English, we can translate, because I think it was very amazing, all this work that National University of Malaysia has been doing with the entrepreneurship ecosystem, and on YouTube. Thank you for sharing all this information with us. ¿Alguien tiene una pregunta?
I have so many.
Yes, me too.
Okay, so
Yes.
thank you, Akmal. It was very enriching to see, like Alma said, all the work that you've done. You mentioned that after the competitions, you have with the winners, you keep on mentoring them and make sure that they get a startup. How do you do this process? Do you have a team of work? How long does it usually take? I would like to know a little bit more about this part.
Oh, okay. There's a very good question. Okay, I love to share this. Okay, so why we did this? Because they put in our main KPI. I mean, the ministry. I mean, like from the action plan, entrepreneurship action plan. One of it is creating startup from the students. I mean, like a student startup. So that's why we don't know which student that we can take because they need per year only like 2 or 3 startup. Okay, so actually it's not easy because some of them they just won and then they disappeared because they think like, why should I got the money and then I can enjoy my life, so just stay away from me, I just leave me alone. This is like what common student have. But then we create more opportunity for them. For example, okay, you won like $1,000, but then we can groom you to make you better. Then we can send you to another competition. You might probably win $10,000. So they stay, and this is like the trick. So they stay, they join our program because they're eager to know how to make it better. Okay, and then we start to link with the company. Some of the company really interested. So some of them that give like seed funding. Some of them, they just because okay, for example, like what I have, one of them is that Khadija. I mean, like developing that my site. Okay, because I'm from health sciences, so I have friends in mental health department. Okay, but then so because I don't have knowledge much or maybe experience much about apps, okay, developing apps, and then some of my friends also don't have that. But then when I speak to other company, I mean, like because I know one friend of mine, and then because they did a business about this apps development. So then I managed to get contact with this company, and then they start doing together. So and then because when the student, because they're eager to learn, so they know this kind of opportunity, so they really appreciate it. So this is how they can grow. Am I answering your question, Mercy? Okay.
Yes, thank you very much.
Also, Professor
problem.
Sandra has a question.
Yes, please.
Hello, do you hear me? Thank you very
Yes,
much,
I can
Akmal,
hear
for
you.
this. Thank you very much, Akmal, for this presentation. It is very interesting, and we have learned a lot, inclusively about higher education administration. Thank you so much. I have a question about how do you get involved? How do you manage to get involved the alumni and to encourage them to participate as mentors when they are already gone from the university, or do they receive any benefits, or is it just a voluntary matter? I don't know. Could you please
Okay,
explain us?
okay.
Thank you.
So thank you very much, Professor, for the question. Okay, so I love the question. I mean, like every question are very unique because I can share from the experience that what we have. Okay, so our alumni also very unique. Okay, some of them they disappeared after they finish university. Some of them they kind of like want to know how they can help, how they can contribute. Some of them they look for more opportunity, like if I join, help the juniors, do I get paid and everything? So this sort of student, they are very, the alumni, they are very different. Okay, so we talk about one by one. Okay, so we have like alumni, they just disappeared and everything, so we don't bother them. But when they very successful, they become multi-millionaire, whatever, in their new industry, so we start to approach them. So because they know I mean, like their alma mater, so then they will come, at least giving something. Okay, so because if especially we start to approach when they get like into their peak of their popularity, so we start to use our vice chancellor, because sometimes, because okay, look, when they are very successful, for example, they own the company, and the company, like everybody knows it. So just imagine if the vice chancellor of their alma mater came and request to give a talk So they just put it like, everywhere in the advertisement, like their business is being recognized by the university, blah, blah, blah. They love this kind of opportunity. So this is how we play the games. Okay. And then when they start talking, trust me, there are lots of students will come. I can say like almost 99 students will join because they know, for example, like I don't know, in Mexico, if they have like a very popular trend, okay, for the new generation. So if we invite them, so, they will come like, in fact, they bring their friend from different university to join and so on. So this is what happened to our generation, sadly. Okay, so then, then they got invitation and then because normally they will charge like lots to others who invited them. But then when they got all this, from their alma mater, they just start to say, oh, never mind, I will do it for free. Like, it depends on negotiation. Okay, so that's how we attract more. Okay, that's one thing. And then they have another alumni, they look for opportunity like, if I join this university, if I contribute something, will I get paid? Okay, they are like that. But then we negotiate with them. So like we try to involve in one of the research. Okay, so then we managed to get funding from outside for the research, and then they become our participant. So of course we can pay that through that. Okay, but then one of the project at the end we link with the how if they can organize something. So then some of them, because they are very busy, of course they don't want to organize something. So then I said, okay, if you cannot organize something for the future generation, future student, why don't you spend some of your time to mentor them, to guide them to become successful as like you, or this kind of thing they are very, very happy to do. In fact, they don't need to come to our university, to UKM. Our student can travel to their company, to learn like 15 minutes business coaching or whatsoever. They love to do it. Trust me. Sometimes when the student came over there, they don't feel like, good to get money because they are not, they don't waste anything. Just like people come to them, they become popular and so on. Because I believe, all these student youngsters, so they start because they are really, really look into popularity rather than other things. This is, in our trend, like in my country, I don't know, in Mexico, but you can try. Okay. And then, but we do have like alumni, they really, really love to contribute and so on. So what we did to appreciate them, we always have like this gala dinner. So during this gala dinner, we will, open for, bidding if we have like something. And then some of them, if they are very, very popular, so we ask them to, launch their own product, okay, during that gala dinner. So people will bring money in, okay. And then there are lots of other alumni try to, come and see what is going on during this gala dinner. For those who has contributed like a lot, so we celebrate them during that. Like we announce, give like, this recognition, this and that. So they start to, competing among others to contribute more. So this is another way. I know sometimes it sounds like it's very not good, but then because sometimes when after you negotiate, you feel like, because this is like your own university, if you're not helping, who else, So that this is how we try our best to help them engage. I hope I answer your question.
Yes, thank you very much for the ideas. We have got very good learning from you. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. I think from the chat there's something. Oh, okay. No. Any questions?
I have a question about the entrepreneurship summer program that you have. Do you have any like funding, or do you pay the students, or do they have a special kind of a scholarship, or how do you do that?
Okay, so what I can share, because this summer school program is under, we have internationalization body, we call it UKM Global. So this is, I think, maybe similar to what you do in the university, Alma. So because they organize lots of internationalization program for the students. Okay, and then in fact one of it is summer school, because this is under Deputy Vice Chancellor of Academic. Okay, so then so when they organize, because they say they will get all the fundings, and then they will they will announce to the other program university. They ask, okay, we have like 20,000 ringgit, I mean like equal to like $5,000 for any school, any department want to organize a summer school, and then come with a proposal. So normally we don't, get money on our own, but this UKM Global will help us doing this summer school, because they will help to promote us, the program, and they feel responsible to, look for participants. So that how it works. But when you said about if we don't collaborate, I mean like, because in UKM, I mean like in our university, if you want to do summer school, it has to go through UKM Global. But then if they don't have funding, but you really want to do, and then you manage to get your own funding, they will allow you, because this is where our image of university at stake. If you don't have good funding and you don't have experience, you want to do it, you try to involve like so many people, when something goes wrong, then UKM will be blamed, especially the global, UKM Global will, face all these things, and then they don't want that to happen. That's why they're very controlled, okay, in this term. And in fact, they encourage us to, participate to other universities. We have like one of the very good partnership in Singapore, because Singapore, they have, I don't know, they have like lots of fundings. So they always like, looking for participants. So then why not? First, we send our students, okay, because they have funding for the students for free. And then second time, third time, so we start to collaborate. So we co-organize, because, when you organize this summer program, we got all this, because in Southeast Asia, I think maybe the routine of university, how it works is based on KPI. They are really, do something for something. If not, they are not going to do it. Okay. And then another opportunity in Southeast Asia, we have, this is like, we call it as travel grant. I mean, like it started from United States under US aid, and then now it become, I don't know what they call it, but they always like, if you involve country like Cambodia, Vietnam, and also Laos, so then you will manage to get that funding. But I don't know, in Central America, if they have this kind of opportunity, maybe you can go and, look for it, and then you can, I think it helps on that. I hope I answer your question.
Yes, thank you very much. And I think, Mercy, do you have the last question? Or someone else has a question?
I don't know if anybody else has a question, but before the last question, I wanted to ask for
Yeah,
the
sure, no
evidence.
problem.
I wanted to ask it for the evidences. So if everyone can turn on their camera so we can take a screenshot and then show off the good job that we're doing and that we received PhD Akmal Sabarudin here with us. So if it's in your possibilities, please, everyone, turn on your cameras. Omar Guilleno, okay, Javier, Estela, Juan Carlos, Ariana, Mariana, Yesenia, Jasmine. Please turn on your cameras. Asenet, Paulina, Paola, Jimena. So we can take a nice picture.
Is it all students, or this is mixed with the lecturers as well?
Is mixed.
We have professors too. And we would like to encourage also to motivate the students to become entrepreneurs.
Rosendo, hi. Irving, hi, nice to see you again. It's always depending on the activities. Doctora Bertalicia, hi. Okay, so I'm gonna do it now. So smile for the camera. Thank you so much. So we'll leave room for the last question. I don't know if there's any last questions or comments.
I think there is no more questions, but also I want to thank you, Dr. Akmal, for being here, and we will give you a diploma and we will send you, but I want to show it and to read it in Spanish, if it's okay for you.
Yeah, good. Maybe before that, maybe I can say something, few words. So I hope, okay, with all this sharing, I hope it benefit all of you. So if you want to start moving into this entrepreneurial university, so then you can, use all these tips and tricks. So if you need more advisors, or maybe you need, you want to talk to me, so then feel free to contact me, and then or contact me through Alma. So she got all the contact numbers and my email. And then yeah, feel free to, send questions. So I'm very happy to help and answer.
I'm trying to share, but I think, oh, Mercy, can you share the diploma? Because I'm trying, but it doesn't let me to show.
Yeah,
Now
I
I'm
saw
trying.
message from Jose Alvaro. Actually, he took some notes, so that's very good. Okay, so I hope, yeah, all the
Maybe.
success for you.
Can you see? Ok. Universidad de Guadalajara, en CULagos, otorga la presente constancia al Dr. Akmal Sabarudin por presentar la conferencia Empowering and Entrepreneurship Among Universities en el marco del primer Seminario Internacional de Líderes en Emprendimiento que se lleva a cabo de manera virtual el 25 de enero de 2023. Atentamente piensa y trabaja, 2023, año del fomento a la formación integral con una red de centros y sistemas multitemáticos. Lagos de Moreno, Jalisco, 25 de enero del 2023, firma la doctora Carla Noemi Padilla Martínez, secretaria académica del CULagos. Thank you very much, and we hope to see you back now physically in Mexico.